Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I will call the January 18th, 2022 meeting of the Yucca Valley Town Council to order. And may we have a roll call, please?
Council members Abel.
Here.
Dennison.
Here.
Droz. I think I saw him online.
Councilmember Droz is participating remotely unless he dropped off. He should be on. You may want to double. No, he's there. I see him.
Okay. And Mayor Schooler, or Councilmember Lombardo.
Here.
And Mayor Schooler.
Here. Thank you. If you'll stand and join me for a Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so we're beginning the agenda this evening with a special item. Do we have a staff report?
Yes, thank you, Mayor and members of the council. The item before you is a resolution to allow council members and members of other town commissions and committees to attend meetings remotely. And as you know, since the beginning of the pandemic, the town has implemented many different safety measures in order to continue to hold meetings and conduct town business in a way that protects the health and safety. The town has been holding meetings where members of the community and town consultants and town staff may attend meetings either in person or remotely on Zoom. It's important to note that this resolution tonight does not change that at all. Members of the community, town consultants, and staff may continue to attend meetings either in person or remotely on Zoom. However, given the increase recently in COVID positivity rates, this resolution will allow council members, as well as members of other town commissions and committees, that ability to attend meetings remotely under a new law, Assembly Bill 361. And it's similar to the way we have done meetings in the past to help protect the health and safety of all those who participate in town meetings. So that concludes the staff report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Is any member of the public wish to comment on this item? Online, anybody wish to comment on it? Seeing none, hearing none, I'll bring it back to the council for discussion. Any council members wish to comment on it? Okay.
I think it's probably necessary for a little while. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I appreciate the state giving us the opportunity to be able to do that for the safety and welfare and convenience.
Well, I will entertain a motion to adopt the resolution. Do we need to read the resolution, the title, or we're good? Okay.
Mayor, I'll move the item.
And I'll second.
Got a motion and a second?
Council members Abel.
Yes.
Dennison.
Yes.
Droz.
Yes, I was unable to unmute earlier for some reason.
All right.
Anyway, yes.
Thank you. Lombardo.
Yes.
And Mayor Schooler.
Yes. We will move on to the approval of the agenda. Anybody want to make that motion?
I'll move that we approve tonight's agenda as written.
And second.
Council members Abel.
Yes.
Dennison.
Yes.
Droz.
Yes.
Lombardo.
Yes.
And Mayor Schooler.
Yes. Moving on to the consent agenda, all items listed on the consent agenda are routine matters or formal documents covering previous town council instruction. Items are enacted by one motion and a second without separate discussion unless a member of the town council or town staff requests dialogue on a specific item at the beginning of the meeting. Requests for public comment on the consent agenda items should be filed with the town clerk. Are there any members of the public that wish to comment on any items on the consent agenda? Seeing none, any council members?
Now, I'd like to move that we approve the consent agenda items 2 through 9.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second.
Councilmember Zabel,
Yes.
Dennison,
Yes.
Droz,
Yes.
Lombardo,
Yes.
and Mayor Schooler.
Yes. Okay, moving on to item number 10, department reports, award of architectural and engineering consultant design professional services agreement to HMC Architects for Prop 68 Aquatics and Recreation Center project. May we have a staff report?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm just going to make a couple comments to lead the item off, and then I'm going to turn it over to Stephanie from the Dahlin Group, who is the town's project manager this evening. Stephanie, once I turn it over to you, if you could be so kind during the PowerPoint to say those magic words called next slide, I'll be happy to turn those pages for you. So, Mayor and Council, the recommended action this evening is that the Council approves the professional service agreement for architectural and engineering design consultant services for the Aquatics and Recreation Center project and awards the professional services contract to HMC Architects in the amount not to exceed $1,901,421, authorizing the town manager, town attorney, and mayor to sign all necessary documents to complete this project. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Stephanie. We'll go ahead and start the PowerPoint. And again, Stephanie, let me know when you're ready for the PowerPoint to continue moving forward.
Will do. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So we are going to start. So the recommendation was just reviewed, and we're going to start with just a quick review of where we stand with this project. So on June 22nd, town brought Dahlin Group Architects to serve as project manager on behalf of the Yucca Valley Aquatic and Recreation Center project. And between June and November, we worked with the town staff to finalize site selection and desired programming. And then the last time we were in front of you on October 14th, we received approval for site and programming recommendations. And next slide, please. So based on the recommendation from town council on October 14th, we proceeded to craft an RFP for architecture and engineering design and consultant services. The formal RFP was issued as an open solicitation to eligible design firms through multiple means of advertisement on November 1st. And on November 29th, the town received 13 proposals from various design firms. The town team reviewed both the proposals reviewed both individually as a group, focusing on responsiveness, content, and experience. At this point, the fee was not a consideration at this phase of review, as we believe the team should have been shortlisted by merit rather than fee. So the interviews were held over a series of 2 days, and we, as a group, decided to shortlist 5 firms to proceed to the interview stage. Each team was allowed a 1-hour interview consisting of 30-minute presentation and approximately 30-minute Q&A session with the team. And at the conclusion of the interview process, the town team met and selected HMC Architects as the preferred design firm for this project. They were selected over the other shortlisted firms for their experienced team, outstanding presentation, solid approach, very defined schedule, and creativity. And their proposed fee ranked right in the middle of the shortlisted 5 firms. Next slide, please. So a little bit about HMC Architects. The HMC design team will be led by principal in charge, Brad Glassick, and project manager Milad Sarkis, both who have significant experience in aquatics and recreation facilities. And with them, they bring a team of expert designers and engineers that have successfully completed similar projects with them in the past and are well suited for this project. Next slide, please. This was an image of their creativity and response to both the Yucca Valley climate, our proposed programming, and goals, and we felt it was very impressive and it was very well developed and well thought through. And next slide, please. And one of the main reasons we did select HMC Architects is along with ADG, they were able to showcase their expertise in aquatics and especially in indoor aquatics, with over 50 projects completed together. And the next slide. This is a current project budget summary. I'm not sure if Shane, if you want to tackle this and review this.
So, Mayor and Council, this slide identifies total grants for the project and then identifies the different costs that the town has incurred through the pre-development phases of this project, from the LPA study, NV5, the PlaceWorks and the CEQA, administration and engineering, our project management services, the HMC contract, and then Geotechnical, which is the next item on your agenda, for a total of just slightly more than $3 million of expenditures, with a remaining balance of just slightly in excess of $17 million for the project at this point. As staff indicated at the start, the recommended action is that the council approves the agreement for architectural and engineering design consultant services for the Aquatics and Recreation Center project, and awards the professional services agreement to HMC Architects in the amount not to exceed $1,901,421, authorizing the town manager, town attorney, and the mayor to sign all necessary documents to complete the project. Before we go to public comments, we have a representative from HMC here this evening. So at this point, we would like to turn it over to, I believe it's Brad this evening, if we can provide access to Brad. He would like to just make a few brief comments before the council opens this up for public comment.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope everybody can hear me okay. I just have to say this pursuit to come work in the town of Yucca Valley was incredibly joyful for our team here at HMC and with Aquatic. As Stephanie mentioned, we've done a lot of aquatic events, so we want just to assure you we bring the right expertise. We brought the right team to you, the best team we have, of a great group of engineers, designers, and aquatic consultants. Part of our feeling about this project was many of us had connections with Yucca Valley as we were growing up. And as we currently are out in the area of Southern California, we are actually a world-class architectural firm that sits right in your backyard, less than a little over an hour away. And so we just really want to bring a great level of service and really bring something special to the community of Yucca Valley as you really create what is really going to be a very important facility for your town. And really give the community even greater access to all these different services and different things that an aquatic center and a venue like this can bring. So I don't want to wax on too much, but we're just super excited to be a part of this project and can't wait to help the town design this and build it and be jumping in this pool. If I can get a confirmation that people will jump in the pool with me 2 or 3 years from now, I'm definitely going to be out there with you. So I will do that. So anything else, and I can answer questions, that's great too. So thank you.
Mayor and Council, that concludes the staff presentation. We would be happy to answer questions following public comment.
Thank you. Is there any member of the public here tonight that would like to comment on this item? Anybody online? Member of the public online? Seeing none, we'll bring it back to the council for comment. Councilmember Lombardo?
I'm excited to see it get to this point, and it sounds like we are in the process of picking the right architects here. I'm fully excited about it too. It's nice to have people that are relatively local with so much experience that I think we're going to get a really outstanding project, and this is really going to be a landmark facility for Yucca Valley for many, many years to come. And I think I've lived in town 35 years or so, and it's always wanted to see something like this. We've had a community pool, but it never really quite met the needs for what we all wanted, and I'm really excited to see this opportunity to really put in something of our own.
Any other council members?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention Thank you very much for the proposal. I was excited to see some of the renderings, and now listening to some of the members of the team on HMC today, it's nice to hear about their positive engagement with the town and also the desire to bring a quality product here, and we are too. So we're looking at the same vision of Yucca Valley, and I anticipate a lot of teamwork and a lot of synergy to move this item forward. So thank you for your presentation today.
I agree, and also wanted to thank the entire team for going through the vetting process and bringing all those wonderful responses to have our project bid on by, gosh, a number of 13 different companies is fantastic to have that to choose from. And it takes quite a bit of the vetting process to narrow it down. So I thought the consultants that we hired, fantastic job. Stephanie, thank you so much. And then all of our staff that joined them. I was really pleased to see that we narrowed it down. And I also very excited to see HMC bring our project forward and our community to realize that we have a community center they can be proud of. So thank you everyone for their participation.
And I agree. Thank you to everybody that participated in this. The fact that we had so many qualified firms makes the decision-making difficult, but it gives us confidence that we've got a qualified consultant to work with us on this. So thank you to the Dahlin Group, and congratulations, HMC. We're excited to get going with this project. With that, I will entertain a motion to move the item.
I'll move that we approve.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second.
Mayor, just wanted to remind you that Councilmember Droz is online. He may want to weigh in on some comments as well.
Thank you for that. Councilmember Droz, sorry to overlook you, but didn't see you on the screen.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I agree. This is incredible that we're at this point. So yeah, I can't move or second, but yeah, I agree. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we do have a motion and a second.
Councilmember Zabel,
Yes.
Dennison,
Yes.
Droz,
Yes.
Lombardo,
Absolutely.
and Mayor
yes.
Schooler.
Yes. Moving on to item number 11, the award of geotechnical engineering, testing, and inspection professional services agreement to Landmark Consultants, Inc. for Prop 68, Aquatics and Recreation Center project management. Can we have a staff report, please?
Yes, Mayor and Council. Recommended action is that the council approves the professional services agreement for geotechnical engineering, testing, and inspection services for the Aquatics and Recreation Center project, and awards the professional services agreement to Landmark Consultants, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $134,750, authorizing the town manager, town attorney, and mayor to sign all necessary documents to complete the project. These services are a necessary component for the development of the Prop 68 Aquatics Center. Due to the timing of design and the amount of time required, these services were bid separately and early on so that the geotechs could finish their work and help the overall design move forward in a timely manner. 5 proposals were received. Those included Earth Systems, Geotech Inc., Landmark Consultants, NV5, and the RMA Group Inc. All the proposals and the firm's qualifications were extremely well received. The project review team determined that Landmark Consultants Inc. demonstrated to be best suited to provide the geotechnical engineering, testing, and inspection services for the project. Again, the recommended action is that the council approves the agreement, authorizing the town manager, town attorney, and mayor to sign all necessary documents to deliver those services. That concludes the staff presentation. We'd be happy to answer questions following public comment.
Is there any member of the public that would like to comment on this item? Any member of the public online that would like to comment? Seeing and hearing none, we'll bring it to the council for discussion or motion.
I'll move the item.
And I'll second.
Councilmember Zabel,
Yes.
Dennison,
Yes.
Droz,
Yes.
Lombardo,
Yes.
and Mayor Schooler.
Yes. All right, item number 12, Yucca Valley Film Festival 2021 event recap. May we have the staff report?
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. This is the wrap-up recap of the Yucca Valley Film Festival 2021. As you recall, it did take place in November. With the holidays and the meeting schedule, we wanted to make sure we did bring it back to you for a recap. Just as background, as you know, in May of 2019, the PRCC forwarded a recommendation for the addition of this event for the town's planned programs. In 2019, we had our inaugural event in person. It was very well received by the community. Customer feedback was very positive, and it garnered many, many, many positive reviews from filmmakers and event goers as well. With the onset of the pandemic, the festival continued in a digital format in 2020 and also in 2021, providing an outstanding virtual experience for film fans to enjoy from home via the Zerb TV platform. And with us tonight, burning the midnight oil from France, because he's visiting family back home, we have our festival director, Matt Burrow. So,
do you hear me?
Matt, there you go. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
3 o'clock in the morning, I think there. So thank you for being with us.
In the morning, yes, absolutely. But I didn't want to miss it.
All right. Well, I'm going to introduce Matt, who's going to provide, I know there's some data in the staff report, but I'll let Matt share some information about our last wonderful festival.
So just a few words, Mayor and Council and Sue and everybody in Yucca Valley. We are missing you so much. We are in France right now visiting family. We haven't for a long time because of COVID and everything. So as soon as we could, we jumped on a plane. But before the town council, I was actually reviewing movies already for the next edition.
Wow.
So using my night time to do so. Just wanted to give you a little bit of details, quick details about this 2021 edition. This is the edition we had the most tickets at digital attendance. Last year we had 440 people joining the festival. This year we had more than 1,000 people coming on the platform Zerb to watch at least one movie. So we are very happy with that number. What can I say? We had this year almost 8,000 videos viewed, which means you have one movie, that movie can be watched several times. And if you count every time one video has been played on Zerb, on the platform where the movies were, we almost approach 8,000 views, which is almost the exact same than we had last year. So that's stable, and that's also a very good thing. Another thing, we had 45 filmmakers taking part in the festival, either coming for the Q&A or for a masterclass or for a networking or a discussion around the films. Every discussion we made is still on Facebook and YouTube. Some of them are also on Instagram. And 45 filmmakers from the area, from Yucca Valley, 29 Palms, from Los Angeles, and from everywhere in the world. That's the first time we have so many of them, 45. So we are very happy about that. We are very happy we were able to build, to keep building the Yucca Valley Film Festival. So filmmakers still feel the difference. Even if it's digital, Yucca Valley Film Festival gives them something specific that they like, they appreciate it, and we are very happy about that. A few highlights, and I'm going to share my screen now. Continue. So you can see, hopefully, share computer sound, share screen clip, files. Let me find it. I'm going to do that. Give me 1 second here. It appears I cannot share my screen without.
I was giving you permission.
Yes, I can. Okay. There we go. Here we go. Do you guys see the poster of the festival?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. Thank you for waiting. So just a few highlights and then I'm done. It's going to just take a couple minutes. This has been the 3rd edition of the festival, still growing strong, very happy about that. One of the main movies we had this year was starring Woody Harrelson. It's a Netflix movie, it's a documentary, and it was one of the highlights of the festival. And it's been a challenge to get that film, but we are very happy we have been able to show it at the Yucca Valley Film Festival. We also had a masterclass with Michael Dante, Palm Spring resident, Rancho Mirage. He's a member, an honorary member of the Gunfighters for Hire of Pioneer Town. A lot of people know him in Yucca Valley and around, and he's been with us for about an hour to discuss his career, his roles, all the Western movies he made and the TV shows. This was very much an honor to have him to discuss on the Yucca Valley Film Festival. And that video is still on Facebook and YouTube, so people can still watch it. We also had a very specific, very particular moment. Brian Katona is a composer and he's an Emmy Award winner. So for music composing, and he played live the piano during the Yucca Valley Film Festival this year. I've had the chance to interview him a couple of times already, and this is the first time he did something like that, to play piano live through Zoom in a film festival. So that was a very kind of a magical moment to have him explaining the music and how we composed it. We also had a few, quite a few artists from Yucca Valley, 29 Palms, Joshua Frimongo Basin, artists residing here or who made movies with, like you see this one, with topics, subject matters that are very much connected to the area we live in. We also had one of the biggest event of the festival was the opening movie, the feature film Yucca Fest, which was the most attended screening we had this year. It's usually the tradition. The opening movie we have, whether it's a feature film or short film, is usually a crowd pleasing and with a big attendance. And this year Yucca Fest took the crown. They won Best Feature Film, and they also were the screening with the most ticket registered for the opening. We also brought the short movie Alexandre, which was in 2021 one of the most successful short film in the festival circuit in the world. I don't want to spoil the story. It's a magnificent movie. It's a love story with a twist, and it's brilliantly directed. The performances are amazing, and we had that movie at the Paris Festival we ran, and we invited them to Yucca Valley, and they came, and it was an honor to have them again. The Saturday night we had was a blast. As you can see on this picture, everybody was very happy to be here. We had a couple of returning filmmakers from the first edition and the second edition, so it's good. We are able to have people coming back to the Yucca Valley Film Festival. We are happy about that. And that night usually is one of the most fun we have every year. All the short films combined together and all the filmmakers discussing about it. It's also one of the video that had the most success on Facebook this time. People watching it live and then coming back all a week after that to see what they had to say about the movie. We had something we never did before this year. We had Jeff Droz and Ed and Andrea with us to announce live the winners of the festival. On the first year, we had the ceremony. On the second year, we announced the list. And this year, we wanted to make it a little bit more special. So everybody on screen was opening an envelope and announcing the winner of every category in competition. And it was it was a very enjoyable moment, a lot of fun, half an hour of show. And I thank Jeff and Ed and Andrea for being part of it and everybody who helped put this together. It was very something that really the filmmakers appreciated that a lot. We had feedback about it. They watched it. They had fun watching it. And that counts on the experience they had at the festival. We are very happy to confirm that we are still a 5-star festival on the ratings. 5 stars is a maximum on the platform we use to get the movies and to manage the movies. So most of the filmmakers we had left a review. As you can see, everybody's happy. So we are happy and we just want to continue to do that. And this year we also had quite good comments on YouTube and Twitter and this kind of stuff. So we are very happy about that. And what can I say? Last thing, which is, stop sharing here. Last thing I would like to say is we are very happy to do this festival. As most of you know, we have a few festivals we manage and we run. This one is a joy to make because this is a place we live first, but also because we get the chance to bring many different people from many different cultures to come to Yucca Valley, either in person or digitally these days, but they still see and feel the difference between the way we welcome them, the way we do things, the way we get them to connect with the vibe of the high desert and what we want them to experience. So it's really something very special for Oregon and I, and we hope we're gonna keep doing that. It's really a joy. That's all for me.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
And that concludes our staff report, and we'll be happy to answer any questions after public comment.
Okay, I hope Matt's going to stick around for the questions or comments, but does any member of the public wish to comment on the film festival? Any member of the public online wish to comment on the Yucca Valley Film Festival? There he is, still awake.
Still awake.
Okay. Okay, any members of the council? Councilmember Lombardo?
Just glad to see it continuing, and hope we can discuss future ideas in the near term here. Got to start getting ready for November next year, right? All right.
Okay.
Yeah, also, Matt,
Well
thank
done.
you. Thank you very much for keeping the film festival alive during these challenging times. Your enthusiasm is keeping that flame going, and the greater participation that you've seen is definitely a sign that greater events are coming. So keep the momentum going. I know the council has always been excited about having activities that draw people together to create a sense of community, and what a great thing. This is something that can go on for years. Even with people that really may not be able to attend in person, they can still find a lot of enjoyment in the production of these films. So thank you, and bringing people into it, participate, and some of the things you did today you showed us today with your guests, that was wonderful. To talk about movies and the film career and provide music, live, that very creative. So thank you for taking a part and being a resident of our community, a member of our community, and someone that definitely puts a lot into it. So I very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Councilmember Abel?
Yeah, thank you very much. I agree with all the comments, and I appreciate your, like you said, energy. I think, you got the ball rolling. The first event was so fantastic, and it was fun to attend. I do miss being able to come in person and being part of it that way, but those days may return. So hopefully we'll get there soon.
And Councilmember Droz.
Yes, I want to say I was happy to be part of the Yucca Valley Film Festival with Matt.
Yeah.
And no, seriously, when I look at the picture on there of me, it's like I'm still wearing the same shirt today. So I didn't want to take it off since November. I wore this shirt since November. But anyway, yeah, it was great. And I hope we can come back to doing it in person very soon. So thank you for all your hard work. It was a wonderful festival.
Thank you.
And Matt, you have proven to be quite a treasure for our community here with these film festivals. I remember a few years back when you were making the proposal for a signature event, and that could have gone any number of ways, and it has gone better than all expectations the last 3 years. And I too admire your passion and your expertise and your commitment and your flexibility when COVID came along to keep it going. It's just amazing. You've been proven to be such a good fit for our community, and this event has proven to be that too. So thank you so much for all your work on this, and staff for your work as well. With that, I will, I guess do we just receive and file, or do we need a motion?
Yes, sir. It's a receive and file, yes.
Receive and file. Okay, well, thanks so much, Matt. You can go back to bed now.
Thank you. See you
Good night.
soon in person.
Yes. Thank you, Matt.
So Mayor and Council, this next item, number 13, is brought forward this evening to provide the council an opportunity to review representation on the various regional boards and ad hoc committees which each of you are appointed. If there is a need to add or remove an ad hoc committee, this would be a good opportunity to do so. So when considering these assignments, please keep in mind that according to the goals stated in section 6.4 of the Council's Manual of Procedural Guidelines, appointees should consider keeping their appointments as long enough to establish seniority or a leadership position with these posts. The recommendation before you is to review and select representatives to the various public agency boards and direct myself, the town clerk, to notify the agencies of any changes in representation. Also to review the current list of ad hoc committees and assignments and make changes as needed. That concludes the staff report, and we can discuss after public comment.
Thank you. Does any member of the public, either online or in person, here wish to comment on this item? Seeing and hearing none. Any members of the council, I guess we would ask if any members of the council want to make any changes or
Mayor, if I might just add a couple of quick comments on your list. Only two items that we would highlight at a staff level. One, on your ad hoc committee assignments, we currently have listed a Prop 68 Phase 1A ad hoc that's represented with Councilmember Lombardo and Mayor Schooler. With the progress in moving toward design, that ad hoc committee is no longer necessary. I think any of the updates and changes will be coming directly to the entire town council. So staff recommendation would be to dissolve that ad hoc committee. And then secondly, in your list of current committee assignments, there is one on there that is currently being handled by staff. That's your Homeless Partnership and ICH, or the Interagency Council on Homelessness. Deborah is our point person on that. That is always an option for the electeds to take that role if you're so desiring. I know that Deborah would be quite pleased to have some assistance on that activity. So just wanted to highlight that for your consideration this evening.
okay, any comments from any council members?
For me, this is Jeff. Mine. I'm comfortable with everything I'm doing right now. If Deborah would like my help with the homelessness, I think I have the time to do that. So just let me know.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Any other comments? Everybody happy with the way things are?
Yeah, I'm happy with my assignments and so forth. Deborah, on your commitment to that homeless partnership, is that an online meeting or a telephone conference meeting on that Wednesday?
Right now, it is via online through WebEx, another platform.
Okay, and that meets weekly?
No, it's every month, every fourth Wednesday of the month, except for November and December. They're dark.
All right, and then before that, they expected you to go all the way to San Bernardino, or
Correct.
whoever that rep was? All right, Jeff, you heard that, right?
Don't talk him out of it. No.
Yes, it did.
So you, Deborah was, I mean, they were saying that if somebody on as far as elected would like that position, that would be one that would be open. I don't have the time, obviously conflict with my work schedule would not allow me to be part of that. But that sort of gives you a little bit of background of the commitment. It's a monthly meeting, and it's done on Zoom right now.
Yes, I'm okay with that. As long as I have her guidance at first or throughout or whatever it works out to be.
All right.
I would support Jeff in doing that. I think that'd be a good assignment.
All right, I'll make that motion for Jeff, Councilmember Rhodes to be assigned to the homelessness partnership.
And I'll second.
And also make the motion that we continue to keep all the rest of the committees as
With that
listed?
one change, right?
Yeah, with that one change, yeah.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
And would you like to add to dissolve the Prop 68 Phase 1A Ad hoc Committee?
You know, I would.
Okay, thank you.
I joined the homeless crowd now. No, I just got kicked out of my committee. No.
And Dennison was the second?
That is correct.
Thank you. Councilmember Zabel,
Yes.
Dennison,
Yes.
Droz,
Yes.
Lombardo,
Yes.
and Mayor Schooler.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yep. Thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Moving on to item 14, Public Health and Welfare Update, COVID-19. May we have a staff report?
Okay, thank you, Mayor and Council. I thought we were done with these back in, I think the last one we did was August, but apparently we're not. So just wanted to give you an update of where we're at this evening, and maybe we're starting on the downward side of this entire thing. So go ahead and hit the lights here, so it might be a little bit easier to see. Summary today is this Omicron variant is widespread throughout the nation, state, county, basin, and town. You'll see that in a minute in a few of the graphs. The good news is the symptoms generally are better managed by folks that are affected by the infection. So this is, again, the primary variant, highly transmissible. Seems like everybody that comes in contact with it gets it. At least that's been my observation and my experience. Some of my family members have already had this. Common symptoms: cough, fever, sore throat, congestion, fatigue, head cold, as illustrated there by that gentleman. Yeah, that guy. Okay, this is just my favorite slide of all of them. So this time last year, we were just getting into the peak of the first full year of COVID. And the government here in California had come up with this framework where, depending on what color tier you were, you might be able to have some businesses open and some not open. So what we did is just put in the metrics that determined what color tier you would have been in last year. And then in the far right column, I've given you the current status. So for example, case rates of infection per 100,000 at the purple widespread tier last year, it was if you were greater than 7 per 100,000. Our current status is now 1,123 as of this week. So it's not even remotely close. Testing positivity, widespread purple tier was, over 8%. Our current status is 30%, or 1 out of every 3 tests are positive. So I guess not surprisingly, the state just said, we're not doing any of this stuff anymore, and quite frankly have really approached this one differently with very limited restrictions. They have some guidance on outdoor mass events and some other things like that, but generally speaking, have left communities to deal with this on their own. They've obviously provided some guidance for how it's to be treated, particularly through Cal OSHA and their guidance for workplace and how we handle workplace infections, whether they're acquired at the work site or acquired outside of the work site. This was updated today, Cal OSHA's recent guidelines for how we handle different types of positivity, whether it's an employee with a positive test or somebody that just was exposed to somebody else that had it, and then they further differentiate that based on your vaccination levels, et cetera. The bottom line is for our work staff, we have continued to implement the COVID policy that Council approved over a year ago, which is really quite simple. If you're feeling bad, if you are exposed, and we don't want you here at work. And so we want to make sure that it's as easy as possible for the folks to stay home. The council has allocated some of our COVID funding to ensure that that's possible for all of our employees. Take the time that you need, stay away when you're sick, and then get back to work when you're healthy. And we want this workplace to be as safe as we can get it. That being said, with the latest variant, we have multiple people that are out and are out either based on their own case of COVID, or else they have been exposed and continue to need to be quarantined. Which, by the way, is not uncommon throughout the basin. This this chart here will show you the cases. You can see from the beginning back all the way in 2000 and then moving forward into 2021. The spike last year this time, and then just now the beginning of the spike here with this Omicron variant is even higher, way higher than we were any time last year. These numbers, by the way, are delayed about a week, and so there will be cases, or there will be days that we have over 10,000 new cases a day in county here. This is a slide from the last time that we chatted about this, gives you the hospital census. So again, this is related to hospitalizations related to COVID from August, and then the current one here shows you that spike is rising up again a little bit. With respect to town-specific data, this is back from a year ago, gives you the metrics for Yucca Valley. So for example, from 2021, this week, January 24th through 30th of last year, you had about 25.2 cases, 7% positivity rate. In April, we were coming off of that spike last year. We were down to 12 cases per 100,000 and 6.2. And in July, there was a small bump up again, but again, positivity rates were all underneath 10% for sure. This is where we're at as of January 1st of this year, 83 cases a day, or daily new cases per 100,000, 12% positivity. That's again since increased. So in summary, the latest increase is substantial throughout. I think if there's good news that you can pull from this chart, which we don't necessarily like to see, but the good news is that trend line, even with the spike, the trend line for deaths related to COVID has decreased substantially from where we were a year ago. And I think this probably explains the state's different approach. We have many more therapeutics now. We have many more medications. We have vaccinations, a number of different tools that individuals in the healthcare community can use for those folks that are more impacted by some of the symptoms related to COVID. Wanted to highlight again Yucca Valley's COVID testing and vaccination opportunities at the Joshua Tree Community Center at Sportsman Park. They are available Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., both for testing as well as for vaccination as well as for booster. You can make an appointment just by going to sbcovid19.com. If you need transportation, you can give us a call. We'll help you out with our friends at MBTA. We'll get you there if you need to get there at no cost to you. And if you need to do walk-ins, you could do walk-ins as well. They'll take walk-ins up to 3 p.m. of those same days. Vaccination information for the county that shows you is that we've pretty well attained plateau of vaccination. For Yucca Valley, our vaccination rate of any type, any vaccination is about 65%, so some of the higher levels within the county. Wanted to remind the council and the community, all of our services are open for the most part, and we've even continued to deliver our community services basketball program. It's been a challenge a little bit with staffing and with the public, but we've identified what our protocols are, and then we allow the participants whether they want to continue to participate or decide not to. That's up to them. These slides you've seen before. I think this is still in effect. But the bottom line is stay safe. This last variant is widely transmissible, and so we're seeing that both in our local schools. I had a quick conversation with our health administrator over at High Desert Medical Center. Ms. Follis indicated that things there are going pretty well. Cases go up, cases go down. Most of the hospitalization, according to Karen, was for those that are unvaccinated. So continuing care center out there in Joshua Tree is also having some, but generally speaking, the therapeutics seem to be working for those folks that are there. And so the severity isn't quite as bad as it was in prior years. That concludes the summary. Mayor and Council will be happy to answer questions after public comment.
Does any member of the public wish to comment on this item? Anybody joining us online want to comment on this item? Any member of the council want to comment on this item?
I just wanted to thank staff for providing us an update, also with our community partners, especially High Desert Medical Center and the convalescent home.
And I do appreciate the staff getting the information out and being on our website where people can be offered a ride over for vaccinations. Don't let that deter you from getting the vaccine. As you heard, most of those that are falling into the hospital settings are those that are unvaccinated. So if you don't have a medical reason not to be vaccinated, I really encourage you to take advantage of that. And while we still have it here in Joshua Tree and we have transportation available. So we want to keep everyone safe. And we do appreciate those that taking the precautions to stay safe and follow the guidelines. So thank you for the staff report.
Just want to say, stay safe and follow the protocol for isolation when you need to, and wearing your masks, and getting vaccinated does help lessen the effects of the infection. But follow consultation with your doctor about proper procedures for you as far as your medical health prior to doing those kinds of things, because some things can be made worse by improper procedures if you have other conditions. So make sure you're following the advice of your doctor.
Very good.
Councilmember Drost.
I have no comment, but thank you for all the information.
Okay, and this is a receive and file, so there's
It is, Mayor. One thing I forgot to mention, Deborah reminded me, we're working with San Bernardino County to continue to try and acquire additional at-home test kits that might be available to the general public. When we're in a position to do that, we will notify the public on our social media platforms that they may be available. These would be made available at no cost to the public. So we know that those are in demand right now.
That's
Great,
a great
thank you.
service.
Awesome.
That's a great service, because there's a lot of private businesses that have procedures where they have to test a negative test before they can come back to work. And a lot of hardship is happening in the small business industry.
Certainly, they're not going to be in endless supply, but we'll be able to distribute whatever we have for sure and get them out while they can be
Very
used.
helpful. Thank you.
Does any member of the council have any future agenda items they would like to see?
Yeah, I would like to see if we have any updates on perhaps the grub stake planning and possible rodeo update, whether we're going to be able to move forward with that or not. So maybe if we could do some type of investigation on that, that'd be great.
Other council members agree with that?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a couple of weeks before they know if this Omicron spike is starting to come down, I think. But if it follows the path of several other viruses that we've had in history, the fourth wave, which is what this Omicron is, it will spike quickly, it spreads easily, but it's not as dangerous. But it should be towards the end, and then we'll start to see a leveling off of everything. So I'm hopeful that we might be able to get back to in-person things without that kind of problem. So we should consider planning for it. I'm in favor of that idea.
I would also support it, keep
Okay.
connected with those that are,
It'll take
planning
a little
those
time
events.
before we know how COVID's going to.
Are there any other future agenda items? Okay, we'll move along to public comments. This time, the town council takes this time to consider your comments on items of concern which are not on the printed agenda. When you are called to speak, please state your name and community of residence. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. Inappropriate behavior which disrupts, disturbs, or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting will result in forfeiture of your public comment privileges. The town council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing items not on the printed agenda. Do we have any public comments? Open for public comment on any item that's not on the agenda. Sure, come on up and state your name and community of residence, and if you could fill out a card for the town clerk afterwards, that'd be great.
My name is Pete Cavelti. I'm a resident of Yucca Valley, born and raised here. Moved away for a little bit, but I'm living here now, so. Thank you for letting me speak tonight here. Very informative meeting. I'm here tonight to ask that you please put a topic on your agenda. That topic is our kids and what's taking place in their schools. The reason why I think this is important is that these children are our future. They are our future Little League coaches, our future soccer coaches, basketball, future teachers, counselors, administrators, workers in our community, future business owners, and possibly even future town council members. With no disrespect to anybody here, I don't know if, to bring to your attention if you're aware of what's taking place in our schools at this time. MUSD has implemented the SEL program, which is linked to CRT transgender ideology. As far as we know, there are 3 schools in the basin that have introduced it at an elementary level. So what child at that level needs to know anything about that? They are holding meetings at Monterey Business Center after school for it. They've hired counselors to, extra programs that counselors can help with that. We have teachers making children wear masks outside at recess, which is not a mandate. We have schools sending kids home with no symptoms over speculation of close contact. There's so much confusion at the schools right now. Get an email from the school that your child can't come to school, then says that he can come back to school, and then on Friday gets told you need to be picked up immediately. And the secretary at the Yucca Valley High School said if you just get your child vaccinated, this wouldn't be a problem. So, no matter how she feels about it, it doesn't give her the right to say that to the parents. So we tried contacting, and that's a lost, lost cause on trying to contact anybody on that. These are at a minimum, only some examples of what's going on up here. I think the CRT thing and that whole thing is something that needs to be addressed. If there ever was a time to get involved in our, our community and our schools, we think the time is now. I'm here by myself tonight, but our group is, much bigger than just me. We have asked the district for their supplemental curriculum. We have attended school board meetings since August of last year.
Is that 30 seconds or is that's 3 minutes? Can you wrap it up, Pete?
I just want to talk about the opportunities that are being taken away from these kids. And I came here tonight hoping by coming here tonight to could possibly get some direction to gain some transparency through our school district and our school board. I would ask, it's hard to express everything in this speech, and I'd ask, if possible, that you put this on the agenda to be more of an open format to discuss all this. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the public? Yeah, Mr. Cavelti, we, like I said, are not permitted to take action or discuss items that are not on the printed agenda, but if you want to leave a card or if you want to talk to staff afterwards, but if you fill out the card and give that to the clerk. Any other public comments? Okay, seeing none, we will move along to staff reports and comments.
Mayor, just a couple of updates for you this evening. I'm going to see if the captain, I think he's online today. I know he may have a couple of updates for you, but I do want to say that the moving forward to design with our Prop 68 project's an exciting time for this town. So my thanks to the entire team. We were under some pretty tight timelines in December during the holidays to go through a number of these proposals and make some decisions. And so we're very grateful for all of the staff and their dedication to getting that done. We feel very, very comfortable with that recommendation that you approved this evening. Another thing that's pretty cool is just your technology that you have available. So Yucca Valley Town Council went worldwide tonight. That's pretty amazing, all the way into France. I think Stephanie, I believe, is in the Bay Area. I think Erica from Dallin is in Orange County. We had Tom from Redlands representing the Inland Empire there. So everybody from everywhere, and that wasn't really possible all that long ago. And so that part is maybe some of the benefits that's come out of this whole journey we call COVID. And then your meeting tonight's relatively abbreviated, so rest up. Your meeting on the 1st is going to make up for it. It's going to be a little bit of a marathon meeting we expect. Got a number of items on the agenda, some pretty exciting stuff though. So Captain, thanks for joining, and you have any updates for us this evening? We may have to allow you to unmute yourself there for the captain.
What's the name of the person?
Lucas Niles. We'll come back to you. We'll let IT get that set up. So Deborah or Sue, anything this evening?
So you probably already heard this, but the point-in-time count has been rescheduled due to the increase in cases throughout the county. So instead of being on Thursday, January 27th, it will be on Thursday, February 24th. And the training that was scheduled for that count, that was this Thursday, is going to be rescheduled to Thursday, February 17th. So information will be going out on that. They are still accepting the county. There's a link through the county to register to be a volunteer. So we could use all the volunteers that we can get.
So basketball is underway, and everyone is having a blast participating. We also started our Wii Hoops classes for the little kids as well, and our enrollment is very, very healthy, so people are ready to get out there and start doing stuff. We sold out our acrylic pour paint workshop this last Saturday. People banging down the doors to get out there and have some fun. So we encourage everyone to sign up for our Healthy Hearts 5K run and 2K community health walk. That'll be on February 26th. And then also coming up is spring softball signups will open up on January 24th.
Shane, you have anything?
Mayor and Council, you will see around town the town's crack seal contractor who's out performing those services for us right now. You'll also notice, as that project is partially funded with Measure Y money, there are several this project funded by Measure Y signs in different part of the community, giving recognition to the voters who approved those measures for additional infrastructure in this community. Only other item is on Monday, the 31st, town staff is holding the next outreach meeting for the Little League and Onaga pedestrian safety projects. The design for both of those is approximately 90% complete. And this is another opportunity for staff to meet with property owners, address any concerns that they have. Staff has continued to meet with property owners throughout the last approximately 4 months, addressing design issues from mailbox locations to driveway grades to Joshua trees and related issues. So again, that is Monday evening, the 31st here in the Yucca room. And no other comments this evening.
All right, Captain, I think we got you teed up.
Good evening. Thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. I will keep it brief. Good evening, Mayor and Council members. So we came through the holiday season in pretty good shape, all in all. Busy for the deputies, but nothing too outlandish. You know, and Curtis mentioned tonight, we've been talking about COVID. The deputies in the Sheriff's Department, we're not immune to COVID. But I reassure everyone, although we are inflicted with quite a few cases, it has not had an impact on our staffing. We've been able to move people around and keep our staffing levels right to the town standards. So we've been moving along, no problem there. Other than that, one of the big things that's coming up is King of the Hammers. The event opens this Friday with the main events taking place next Friday. So we're going to have even more visitors to our town as the highway improvement and construction progress has really gone twofold lately. The lights are all in sync. We're seeing a lot of good stuff on the highway. But I just remind everybody to be patient, drive safe. Like I said, a lot of new visitors coming in the area, getting ready for King of the Hammers. So looking forward to that event. And other than that, I don't have anything else to share right now.
Thank you, Captain. Speaking of going nationwide, Jordan is online. I don't know if you have anything for us this evening, Jordan. I do believe she will be in person at your next meeting. So, Jordan, anything for us this evening?
Hi, Mayor and Council. Nothing major for me. I will be there at the next February 1st meeting with a plethora of staff reports for you guys all in there. And the only other thing I'd add is we kicked off the 2022-24 budget, sent out all the draft worksheets for staff last week. So we should be giving that draft report to council sometime in April. But I think that's all for now.
Terrific. Thank you, Jordan. Mayor, Council, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you all very much. Council member reports and comments. Council member Abel.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Councilmember Drodes for volunteering for another assignment. I really appreciate that. Also, I want to thank everyone for attending tonight online as well as here in person. It's nice that we can still utilize the online format. We had 15 people at one time, I think, participating online as well as the people that are here. So it's great that we have this type of technology. And we definitely saw how well it was used during one of our latest Planning Commission meetings when they were talking about the vacation rental policies and discussions. So many people were online as well as in person. So a couple things we can take away from that is, number one, that people do utilize the use of the online format to be able to voice their opinions when they can't be here in person, or they feel a little bit reluctant to come because of the COVID restrictions, that they are able to take advantage of that technology. So that's one thing we can take away from it. Second thing is how important the mute button is. So those are the two things we could take away from that meeting. As far as other assignments, after a holiday and break from some agencies, I'll be back attending the air quality management meeting, which is in Victorville. So I'm excited to be rejoining those meetings, as well as the Morongo Basin Transit meetings that are taking place here in Joshua Tree. And it's also my pleasure to announce that I will be seeking re-election in November for the town council. It's been a privilege to serve the last term. It comes to an end in November. I hope to be re-elected during those elections. Other than that, I want to thank staff again and all the consultants that assist us in getting our projects moving forward. And we're looking forward to a very bright future here in Yucca Valley. So that's all I have for you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Droz.
Thank you. I just want to say I'm excited to work with Deborah on the homeless issue. And I'm able to do that because I do want to announce also that I retired from Copper Mountain College January 1st. So I'm officially retired from my regular job. And that gives me more time to spend helping out with the town and town council and other things I want to do. So I'm just letting you know I did retire from there. And I want to thank Copper Mountain College for being a great employer. They're a wonderful, wonderful place to work. And it was a pleasure working there. I worked there for 10 years, 10 years, and the last 4 years were full-time. And it's been a great place to work. So anyway, everybody stay safe with COVID. And I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to participate online. Thank you.
Councilmember Lombardo.
I'll keep it simple too. I'm excited about the pool project and moving forward with the next step. I guess it put me out of employment on the ad hoc committee, but I'll look for something else to do, I guess. I'm thankful for Matt's enthusiasm and the way that he's been creative in adapting to the changes that have happened to the film festival, and it seems to be lasting and growing, and I'm excited to see it in the future, even more so. He's always made each year a little bit better, a little bit different, and I'm sure it's been a challenge, but he's always come through. We have a hardworking staff that has maintained the activities for our community even through this tough time with COVID, and it's got to be hard on you, Deb, a little bit with all the things that have to go on to make sure everybody's put in the right place and things are still flowing, and we're in good hands with Curtis's help and making sure that all the things that need to happen. So I'm very thankful. And Shane, you kept our community functioning with all the projects that are going. There's been some exciting things happened in the last short while, and there's even more coming down the pike, I'm told. So going to be exciting to see that. So everybody stay safe, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the future.
And Mayor Pro Tem Dennison.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Lombardo just said something that made me think about the long list of ad hoc committees we had just a year ago. There were quite a few on there, and our mission is to get rid of those. So congratulations to Mayor and Councilmember Lombardo, for bringing the project. And we have a couple more on there, and those are obtainable now. We see that we have traction, and the work of staff in many areas with many partners has put us in a position where a lot of these things will be accomplished, clearly. And the work that they've done, the staff up and down the line for our Prop 68 project, which you saw a presentation tonight on, that one is now a reality. And just a few years ago, it was just a lot of discussion and a vision that happened, and it's really come around. And I'm very proud of the staff and the crews and everyone and all the projects they do. The enthusiasm that you hear from the EMT staff or the kids or something just about basketball was just amazing, because they're excited to have an opportunity to do something. So while the staff's been good during the down times of COVID and going virtual, human participation and having games like that to play that can become part of their memories is very important for us. So I'm glad that all different phases are working. We're going to have a lot of new things coming. So, and thank you, Jeff, for all of your work at the college. I think that was important. Education is huge. And for helping out Deborah on the homeless partnership, which is huge. And we'll look forward to the point in time count. Hopefully it doesn't keep moving, but we're getting close. But I just want to say thank you very much to all the people that help us make this community, the staff and the crews. It's a great journey so far. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Gosh, where to start? The Prop 68 project, very exciting to see it get past the soft cost stage that we were kind of afraid of going into it, that we wouldn't have any money left to build it once we got through all the soft costs. So this is very exciting. Again, thank you to Assemblyman Mays for making it possible at the state level to arrange for the funding for that. So that's very exciting to be able to look forward to actually constructing that facility and seeing the community use it. Reminder to everybody, they're welcome to volunteer for the homeless point in time count. It's a good experience. I've done it. The training is February 17th, and you can contact Deborah for information on that, but it's a real valuable service to the community. Again, congratulations and thank you to Matt Burrow and Sue and the staff for pulling off the film festival. That's you just can't say enough about it. That's excellent job. Congratulations to Jeff Droz on his retirement. Jeff, I know I've known you as you've guided a lot of students both at the high school and the college to career training and set them up for success. So that's a career well spent. So congratulations on the retirement. We look forward to seeing you more involved with the council. And I'd like to let everybody know, and welcome back, Jordan. We're looking forward to those, that plethora of staff reports that you're bringing with you, but welcome back. Good to have you back. And I'd like to let everybody know that this morning we started a coffee with the mayor, meet the mayor opportunity. If anybody has anything they would like to come chat about on the first and third Tuesdays of every month. Right now we're meeting at Hawks Landing at the Roost Cafe there. That may change, but for now, that's where we're meeting. That's just open for coming and finding out what's going on with the town or bringing your issues and your questions for discussion. We're happy to do that. Staff is there. I'm there, and we'd like to hear from you. I know all the council members are available by appointment if anybody wants to talk about anything, but this would be a regular opportunity on the first and third Tuesdays to just drop in between 8 and 9 and meet up with us. And again, thank you all to join, those who joined online. Happy to be worldwide for this meeting. And move on to the upcoming meeting schedule. The next regular meeting of the Yucca Valley Town Council will be held on Tuesday, February 1st, 2022 at 6 p.m. in the Yucca Valley Community Center Yucca Room right here. And with that, there being no further business, we will adjourn the meeting.